We are. We are.
Oh, sorry.
She's offering people off camera. She's offering people off camera if they would like to eat. They will absolutely have a chance to eat when we're done.
Hello everybody, welcome to my YouTube channel. My name is Mariama Forbes and we are back with another one. This time around, guys, it's all about mukbang. Food, because you know what, I'm a foodie. I told you guys that in my intro video, and this is what today's all about. It's trying Salone food.
Get in my belly!
My favorite food in the whole entire world. And I have guests with me, as you can see. We have Joe. You guys remember Joe? Joe, do you introduce yourself quickly?
Yes, so from Authentic African, you can follow me at Authentic African on Instagram and Authentic African on YouTube.
Yes, and we have Tracy. Hi, everyone. Tracy is not a YouTuber. Yes, I had to push her and tell her to come and join this. So, Tracy, introduce yourself.
Hi everyone, my name's Tracy Pauline Albert and I moved from India to Sierra Leone about 8 odd months back, and I work in the education sector.
All right, let's go into the food, guys. Are you excited?
Absolutely.
Let's get into it.
Ready to eat.
So we have some Akara over here, which is made out of beans. It's fried with a tiny little bit of salt. It's really nice and delicious, and it's like a vegan option. We have some rice. We got some fufu over here. And we have some Sawa to go with it. And yeah, Joe, go ahead and tell us what you've got.
Yeah, and remind me what this is right here.
So that is stew.
This is the stew for the jollof rice, the famous Sierra Leone jollof rice. I think the best jollof rice in West Africa.
Period.
I mean, you guys can debate it amongst yourselves. We already know.
This is not a discussion.
So this is the stew that goes along with the jollof rice. We have some jollof rice here. We have some bean stew here. This is vegan friendly. I'm a vegan. Same with the jollof rice as well.
I partake not in the meat, nor the breast milk, nor the ovum of any creature with a face.
Short answer, being vegan just makes you better than most people.
The stew, maybe not so much. So today I'm just going to have the jollof rice plain. And then Tracy, do you want to go into the snacks that we have?
Sure, let's see what we have here. We have some yam chips,
Nice.
peanut brittle, and spicy sweet potato chips.
Yes, and all of these snacks here are made from Mama Lou's kitchen. They make these snacks here in Sierra Leone. We're gonna have all the information about them, how you can order yourself some, in the description box.
Yeah, and I think we also forgot the plantain chips too.
Oh,
There's
how
some
can we
plantain
forget
chips.
the plantain chips?
A special favorite of mine. I love plantain chips.
There's actually some coconut thins.
Oh,
as
and coconut
well. Sorry,
coconut
guys.
thins too.
Oh, nice.
So we have a wide variety of snacks here.
And they're
really good
all
stuff.
from Mama Lou's kitchen.
Yes, nice.
Lovely. And also another thing as well. So the Akara and the beans are from Niftys Street Food. They are a UK-based catering company, but they're also based in Sierra Leone as well. Again, everything you need to know about them if you're looking to order their food as well will be on the description box.
Nice, nice.
So let's tuck in, guys. So guys, we all have decided to come here
From different places.
from different places. I'm coming from the UK, but I was born in Sierra Leone, but I left here when I was 5 years old because of the war. And I've come back and forth a few times, but this is the first time I've come during rainy seasons and not holiday season.
Okay.
And I'm having a completely different experience than I had before, because like when I come during holiday season, it's more of like just, you know, going out, having fun, not really experiencing the country.
Right.
Whereas this time I'm having a completely different experience. How is it like being from you coming from America, and then from you obviously coming from India?
Sure. So, and then just the major differences between being in the U.S. and in Sierra Leone, I would say is just the lifestyle. It's I feel more free here. If I get pulled over by the police, I don't fear being pulled over by the police, right? It's just a conversation. Whereas if it was in the U.S., right, I don't have to belabor the point, but you guys know, as a person of color being pulled over by the police, you do fear that you will survive. You have to comply to survive, right? That is the advice that is given to you. So that's something that's different. Also, Black excellence, or people of color excellence, right? Finding people from of all around the world, and especially people who are Sierra Leonean, and getting a chance to see people thrive in our culture where we're not minorities anymore. We're the majority. So that I think has been really amazing. So for me, those are some of the major differences between being here during the holiday season and off holiday season, and then also the US and being here in Sierra Leone.
And for you, Tracy, what was it about Sierra Leone specifically that made you, want to come here from India?
Well, I moved here for work, and to be very honest, just reflecting back on what I was expecting, I really didn't know what to expect when I moved here. There isn't a lot of information out there about what it is like to live in Sierra Leone, especially if you're moving from another country. So kudos to you guys actually for throwing some light on that. But yeah, when I moved here, I was pleasantly surprised by all the parallels that I could draw between the life here and life back in India. And I think I've had this conversation with quite a few people here as well in terms of just like the energy, the color, the vibrance, and even some of the chaos. So I do feel quite at home when I'm here in Sierra Leone, just in terms of all of those things.
Cool. So how's the food so far? So you're having the beans right now.
Yes.
How do you like it?
I really like it.
Yeah.
Extremely flavorful. Again, I feel like I can't help but draw parallels. Of course, the spices used are very different, but it is still as flavorful as food would be back home.
Right.
Yeah.
Nice. Your fufu is good, right? You
My
like it.
fufu is really, really good, but as you know, fufu is quite heavy, so I think I'm gonna take a break from eating this for a bit because there's quite a bit of bones in there as well, so I don't want to end up choking. So I'll have this later. I'll finish eating it later.
Nice.
Very big Indian community here in Sierra Leone. Again, something I didn't know before I moved
Before
here.
you moved here, yeah.
So I was again pleasantly surprised by it. Some of the in some cases, the families have been here for like a couple of generations.
Oh wow!
Yeah, exactly. So quite interesting.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
I wasn't aware of that.
That's definitely something new I found out today.
Without cheese.
The food is so good. I can't even
It is really
involve
good.
myself in the conversation.
This is the thing. It's challenging to eat
so
and talk,
good.
right?
Guys, I'm telling you, like the food is so good. Honestly.
Yeah.
Like one thing that we all have in common is we're all like working while we're here as well.
Yeah.
Where we're, maybe remote working, where others are actually working in Sierra Leone.
Right.
I know your job is based in Ghana, but you're
Sure.
working remotely. Like, how has it been like the experience of working here in Sierra Leone in comparison to where we're all like from, really, in terms of where we live?
Well, I can tell you from my experience, is it's very different. So I work full time in Ghana. And I also do some consulting outside of that, but like let's just talk about the full-time role because that's in an office in Ghana. Because of the pandemic, I'm able to work remotely, and I'm in the middle of building a project in Regent. Excuse me. So for me, the biggest difference between being here and being in the U.S. is the speed of which things move. I feel like when you're in a tropical place, people move a little bit slower. There's a different speed here. And so that was one thing I had to get used to. But as I mentioned before, Black excellence, right? People in leadership roles are all people of color, right? Which is not something I saw at all in any of the previous roles that I've had. I've had a few people here and there. I actually worked with a guy who used to brag that he was the highest ranking Black person at the company we worked at. And he was a director level, right? Where they had SVP, VP, C-level executives, and none of them were people of color. Until one point, we actually did have one woman who was the chief communications officer or something of that nature. But yeah, so it just wasn't something I saw very often. And so being here, I think that's, it's a reminder of the fact that we have that talent that can be at those levels. It's just maybe those opportunities aren't provided to people in the West. So I love being here for that reason because I see Black excellence every day.
Yeah, I think for me, working remotely here in Sierra Leone is that, you before coming, you had ideas, presumptions that you wouldn't be able to work while you're here. Maybe it's either to do internet speed, maybe it's got to do with electricity, light going off, and so on.
Yeah.
And I found my experience to be really, really great being here because first of all, Africell Orange have really great internet speed. Like, it's very fast. You can download every single software that you download, whether it's in the UK or the US. You can still, have communication with your friends and family through Zoom and so on. So for me, that's been a great plus as well. And also, I found so many different places in Southern that you can work. Like, I like going to the Swiss Hotel with my laptop, doing work there. I sometimes go to the hub as well, and there's other multiple places where you can go to and do work. And I tend to do that with my friends. You know, we meet up and while we're doing work, guys, we'll be having maybe, you know, a cocktail or two, which is
I knew that
nice.
was coming.
It's really nice. A cocktail or two while you're doing work, enough. No, you're not too much so you end up, you know, being a bit tipsy. You can't actually do your work, but just enough just to give you a little bit of energy, you know what I'm trying to say. So for me, you know, remote work and actually doing work here is so possible. So I definitely encourage anybody who's out there who has a job that allows them to travel to do it. And if you're looking for somewhere to do it, Salon is the best place to do it.
Very good.
What are some of the things that you really like about being in Salon, like in comparison to, you know, where we're from?
Oh my god. Sorry.
You have an answer.
Yeah, go ahead,
Go for
Tracy.
it. Go for it.
The access to these pristine beaches. Oh my god. They're lovely.
Yeah.
You could literally like leave on a Friday evening and then spend the entire weekend on these beaches and
Yeah.
then come back.
And what's your
let's say-
favorite beach?
I have to say Bure.
Bure.
Yeah, in fact I just came back from Bure earlier today. I really like Bure.
Yes.
You could surf, you could swim, you could just relax, go with
Yeah.
your book, have good food. I really like.
I'm yet to visit Borough Beach, but I'm
Haven't
the
been there yet either.
biggest fan of number 2 beach.
Yeah, I like number 2.
I
beach
love
too.
number 2. Number
I like
2
number
for
2
me, clear water, the sand is white. There's just something about the aura, something about number 2 beach that even like when I leave, I feel like I want to go back again. It's just, for me, it's the most beautiful beach in the world, full stop. So what
Yes.
about you?
So I was definitely say the beaches for sure. I also mentioned Black excellence already. But actually, the lax nature is actually a benefit too, right? So for me, I think that I was always on the go, always on the go, always on the go. And I never took time to like take a look at nature and really look at the world around me. And it's also harder to do in New York and even in LA, right? Because these are cities that are like concrete jungles. But with Sierra Leone, you're closer to nature, as you mentioned, the beaches. We have 7 beaches here. And then there's trees and mountains and, you know, easily you can get to nature. And so for me, I think that's probably the biggest thing, is those 2 things. Yeah, what about you?
I'm just enjoying this meat right now.
I know.
This food is so good.
This food has a soul.
It is very good.
Literally, every one of them is good. Like, I don't know why people bother eating any other country food. Just eat Southern food. Like, that's all you need.
The food is very good here, absolutely.
I have to agree.
Yeah, I mean, even these chips.
The chips are amazing.
Who would have known? Plantain chips.
It's so good.
Such an impact on me.
So for me, one thing that I really like about Salon, that I feel like it's an experience I don't get anywhere else, is the community. Like, people are so nice and kind here in Sierra Leone. Like, you never are in a mist of loneliness or feeling, you can't feel down for a long time in Sierra Leone. Because the moment you leave your house, your head is down, some random person is bound to come to your face, like literally to your face, and say, me pare now, it's happened. Which basically means, my friend, are you okay? What's going on? And they will talk to you until your mood changes. And if that doesn't work, when you're driving by in the keke, is it a pepper? Drink some water.
Okay.
Drink some water.
Are we really good at spicy foods?
Maybe we're really good at this.
But yeah, as I was saying, guys, you know, what I really love is the community. Like, I love going on the keke. And the reason why I love going on the keke is because you're bound to sit next to somebody who's going to tell you about their life story. They're going to make you laugh. And no matter what mood you're in, you come out of it. And that's what I absolutely love about Salon. There's a richness of community I don't feel in anywhere else. The togetherness, how caring people are, how helpful they are. Like, I remember one time I went shopping, I was holding a few things, and someone just came up to me and said, you know what, I help you. And the person really helped me until I got into my keke, and they didn't ask for nothing.
Yeah, I would say the community of the diaspora. So we're really big on networking and introducing people to other people, and helping each other figure out how to make the move back and have a softer landing. That's the phrase that I've been hearing a lot, is have a softer landing. I know a couple people from the diaspora that moved back 20 years ago, 15 years ago, and it was a lot more challenging to make that move back then. But now with them being here and them, you know, having a stable or having a foundation, we can all then, you know, learn from them and build a network much more easily because they've already done all that work and laid the groundwork for us. So that's, I think, a huge benefit too.
100%. So if you had to pick, where would you prefer to be?
So I prefer to be in Sierra Leone. I live in Ghana though because there were more opportunities for me at this very moment. I don't think that will be the case forever, but just in terms of the career that I'm moving into and what I'd like to do, Ghana is where it is for me at this very moment, but I do plan to make my home full-time in Sierra Leone at some point. I'm building a house here as we speak, so that is proof that that's the plan.
Yes.
Yeah.
And for you, it's a bit more different because you're like from India, and then this is Sierra Leone. Like, that's a hard decision to make.
Yeah, I haven't even like started thinking in that direction because I'm just not done with Sierra Leone.
Yeah,
I'm just getting started, in fact. So
This isn't over until I say it's over!
yes,
100%. And I think like some of the assumptions that people have of Sierra Leone, like we have to keep it real. It is one of the poorest countries in the world, and people have this assumption that when you come here you're gonna get sick. There's no house to stay. You know, there's no electricity. There's no Wi-Fi. You know, I had someone send me a private message and say, "How are you uploading these videos?" You know, I thought there's no internet in Africa and all these different things. And you know, having us young people from different parts of the world come here and have a different experience and showcase that actually, yes, this is the poorest country in the world, but we still have access to every resource that everybody else has in the developed world. But like coming here, what were like some of the assumptions that you guys had like before you came?
Yeah, I wouldn't say the poorest in the world, but it's definitely ranked. It's ranked there for sure.
One of the poorest guys.
Right, and I would say, and that's also based on Western style look at GDP, right? Because when you look at natural resources, right, we are us and the rest of the continent is probably the richest continent, right? And it's been proven in so many occasions. It's just at this point in time, we don't necessarily make all the money off of our own natural resources. It's a whole nother conversation and a whole nother video. But for sure, we're the richest in terms of our natural resources. Sorry, what were you saying though? What was the question?
Assumptions.
The assumptions. So I mean, I had a pretty good idea of what to expect. Both my parents were born and raised here, and so you know, they were part of the group of people that fled to go to the United States to look for a better life. The interesting thing is they both planned. One is currently here, the other one plans to move back here in their retirement because they realized this is a better lifestyle for them, but they went there to try to figure out a way to make a living and a better place for their children. But so one of the assumptions I had, and it's pretty much true, is based on the way they lived, right? There are some people who bathe in a river, wash their clothes in a river, right? But that's not everyone. Right, so you understand that is the case that it is that's here. That's how they grew up, and so those were kinds of the things that they told us about. But yeah, I mean, you know, just based on what you see on TV, right? I mean, the first time I came back was in 2009 as an adult, so that's post Civil War, right? So all I had was the images of what happened during the Civil War. And then seeing Africa the way it's shown in the West, right? You see huts or grass houses. Which do exist, but that's not the majority of how the houses are built, right? So for me, that was probably the biggest surprise, was like coming here and seeing the Radisson Blu, Atlantic Lomley, Pearl Hotel, things that were considered maybe 4-star hotels elsewhere, and really like luxury living. The Pearl Hotel specifically, that's where I've stayed a number of times, and those are like luxury apartments you would find in like Manhattan, Brooklyn, LA, San Francisco, right? Like these places that you don't expect to see here, but the same quality of life. So I definitely think that that was probably my biggest misconception, was that there wasn't that level of luxury living available, and it absolutely is.
Yes.
I feel like for me, to be very honest, like I mentioned earlier, I came in not knowing what to expect. I also feel like the most sort of mainstream perspective that I had was unfortunately through the movie Blood Diamond, and I don't think that is a good reference at all, you guys.
Period.
Oh my god.
But it's a good movie though.
It's a good
great
movie.
Yeah.
But if you're moving to Sierra Leone, like that's not what you should be referencing.
right.
Please
Sure.
do not. So yeah, I think I did not really walk in with any sort of expectation.
Okay.
So, which is why I think all along I've been just like pleasantly surprised with everything that I come across. All of the things that even Joe mentioned and Mariama mentioned. So yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
I didn't want to open this while you were talking because it's a little noisy.
But yeah, I
But I'm
think
looking
this is
forward
the
to
one
this.
everybody's looking forward to, the coconut one.
Yeah.
It looks so good.
I'll just take one little one for now. You want to?
Yeah. Take one as well. Should we all let's try it
Yes.
together. Let's try it
Yes,
together.
Yes.
Because I feel like since we're all so excited about it, let's do it together. Ready? Let's
Ready.
try it. Let's
Okay. It's actually pretty good.
go. Ooh.
I like it.
I don't know how to
That is so
describe
good.
flavor, but it's good. I don't know how you would describe the flavor.
It's
of
got
this.
ginger.
There you go.
It's got ginger. I taste some nutmeg a little bit.
You have a very discerning taste.
I do.
Oh my
Because
god!
I'm a foodie. I love food. So I know exactly what you put in everything. This definitely has ginger, nutmeg, and the coconut. There's a lot of coconut in this, and it tastes so good.
But it's not overpowering, right? Like
Right.
the taste, the coconut flavor is just about
It's
right.
just right.
It's not too much.
Right, I can say it for sure because like if you ever have a Mounds, the candy bar, the coconut flavor is overpowering, right?
Yeah.
And it's actually not that good to me. But eating this is like
And
I don't know.
it's refreshing as well.
It's very good.
Mama Lou's, you guys did it with this one. It's really, really good.
The future of Sierra Leone, or at least actually before we get into that, let's talk about what you can do here, the different
Yeah,
things that you
you
can do.
can do here, yeah.
So I can give some thoughts, and then maybe you wanna
Yeah,
jump.
definitely.
Okay,
And
so
Tracy as well, yeah.
so there's a lot of places to go on hikes. Mamba Falls is a place that I really like that hike. It's a little bit of a workout, but also it's a great view. Sugarloaf. That one's a little scarier.
Oh yeah,
You know?
I heard.
Yeah, that one is a little scarier. I mean, if you're adventurous and you have shoes with good traction on them, by all means, go for it. I did it once. I'm one and done on that. I'm not doing Sugarloaf again. I'm good on that. But like, yeah, there's the chimpanzee sanctuary that's nearby. There's all the beaches that we've already mentioned. There's a basketball court on the beach, which is very new, which I think is really cool.
Oh, that is so cool.
Yeah, so there's and then there's the nightlife, right? Warehouse,
The best
Papa Clef, Lagunda, which has Scarlet's, right? I mean, these are all places these are like staples that people like to go to.
Yeah.
And things come and go, as like in any other city, but there's a lot of interesting things to do in terms of nightlife. And what would you say are some of the
No,
things? you like?
100%. I think one of the assumptions that I had coming to Salone was that there was no attractions. There's nothing to do much. I remember when I first came. I came with my, I was quite young, so my mum didn't let us out or nothing. So I wasn't even aware there was a Scala or there was all of these places you can go and visit.
Yeah.
Now that I've come as an adult and I'm networking with people like you, I've met new people, I'm trying different things. I'm like, there is so much to do in Salone, guys. It's absolutely amazing. Like, you literally, if you're not careful, you can end up going out every single day and running out of money because there's so much to do. Honestly, whatever it is you like to, whether you like to party, whether you like to try different adventures, whether you want to go to the museum, whether you just want to walk around and just be at the beach and do some spa luxury thing, it's all available in Salone. And both Joe and I try our hardest to showcase that on our YouTube channel. So do check some of our videos if you haven't already.
Absolutely.
What about you, Tracy?
What about Zumba?
Yes, Tracy and we took part in Zumba literally 2 days ago.
Yeah,
Literally, like, it was amazing, wasn't it, right?
it was.
It was really fun. So yeah, if you like those kind of stuff, it's also, you can do it here in Sierra Leone as well. Like, and also I think like a lot of people, when they go on Google and search Salone and all these things, it's not showcasing the true picture of the country. Like, and all I can say to you is, do not go on Google. If anything, check out YouTube videos. Because people are showcasing their day-to-day life.
Yeah, and I think specifically our channels will be showing a lot more of that. That's something. I mean, that's what we saw. There was a gap in the market. People weren't really showing that, and so we'd like to do that. There are other channels that we'll mention as well in the description that you can check out as well if you want to know more about what is available to you here. And then as far as the future of Sierra Leone, I think it's important to talk about that because I think you know, we've had our challenges in the past, and we can see that with the diaspora coming back, and even with the advancement of the locals too.
Yeah.
You can see that there are new industries starting. Technology is growing. We have not only people from outside of the Sierra Leone coming in and building businesses, but also people here locally building businesses.
Yeah.
And Sierra Leoneans who have left and have come back, so they've gotten broader contacts and seen things in other industries and other countries that have worked. So for me, I'm really excited about where Sierra Leone is going. Even in the time that I've been coming since 2009, I've seen so many changes in the right direction.
Yeah.
You know, we're a country that had been colonized by the British. We have that in common with India. And you know, you're starting from, you know, basically 300 to 400 years behind, right?
Yeah.
Based on that. So it does take a while to come out of that and to grow. And sometimes we have leadership, and I'm not saying specifically now, but like sometimes you have leadership that that isn't necessarily moving in the direction that you'd like, but I'm starting to see that here at least, that as we go forward, little by little, we're making progress. And so I'm just excited to see where we go. You know, I know that we're moving in the right direction. It may not have been moving at the speed in which we'd all like it to move, but we're moving in the right direction. So to me, I think that's what I'm looking most forward to.
Yeah, and I think for me as well, adding on is that I just love to see all the millennials who are coming back, all the young people who are starting businesses. Like, come on, we all met each other, like we never knew each other at all, and we've all been able to you know grow and actually create some form of friendship, and we go out to events together, and we have friends who do events and stuff like that. I think what's so beautiful about now in this time is that people are starting to see the opportunities so they're really starting to see that, okay, it may not have all the things that the Western world has, but what we have is enough, and what we have is amazing, and we have to appreciate what we have. And I've been here for a couple of months now, and honestly I can't imagine myself being anywhere else. Alright guys, so that's it. That was amazing, great discussion with my newfound friends in Sierra Leone. Absolutely love the food. I want to say a big thank you to Niftys Street Food, to Mama Lou's Kitchen. The food was absolutely delicious, everything was beautiful. And if you like what you've seen today, go ahead and click on the subscribe button, like and comment. Let me know if you have any questions about the food here or anything like that, and we'll see you in the next video. But before we go, Joe, do you want to say anything before we go?
Yeah, absolutely. So follow me on my channel. It's Authentic African on YouTube, so that link will be in the description. And if you want to follow me on Instagram, it's at authentic_African.
Yes. Tracy, do you have any last words you want to say?
No, just thank you so much for having me, guys.
Yay.
Thanks for doing this.
Thank you for doing this, because honestly Tracy wasn't willing to do this, but she's here now.
She's here and she did it. We did it.
Thank you so much. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. We'll see you in the next one. Bye.